Hello and welcome to Analysis with me, Oyi Adekunle. And in the past few weeks, the offices of the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, nationwide has seen more crowds than its facilities and staff can control. Since the announcement by the federal government that SIM cards not linked with the National Identification Number NIN be disconnected, mammoth crowd has besieged offices of NIMC in an attempt to beat the February deadline. This has raised concerns about health and safety, as well as the welfare of NIMC staff who have now threatened to embark on a strike action. But let's now hear directly from the affected persons. Loki Asekokai, the chairman of the Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria, NIMC unit, joins us now from ABUJA. Mr. Loki, thank you very much for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much.
Now, in clear terms, what exactly are you demanding from the government?
Yeah, we are not demanding too much. Before now, we've been struggling to get our welfare set, but we could not get it. The beginning of this second wave of COVID-19, you believe me that it came with full speed when everybody is hiding is our head for safety. Our management come up to say that we are now essential service providers. I told them, if truly we are essential service provider, give us what will keep us alive, like PPE that will protect us from the public, because those public that are coming, you may not really say where they are coming from. We had that a few weeks ago, some people who returned from abroad refused to go through the test of the COVID-19 on their arrival. So all those things put together give us a cause for concern. That is why we said they should protect us before we should be on our own, attend to the public.
So it's basically just protection. They should provide, you want the government to provide protective equipment for you as you carry on your job. That's basically what you want from the government.
That is not all. As you are giving me the protection, then you equally give me the tools to work, to enable me and my colleagues to deliver on the mandate of the commission. Our whole job is to enroll Nigerians and provide them with NIN. Then as you are providing those tools to work with, you equally add to it welfare.
And now the question for many would be, why now? I understand that you're talking about COVID-19. Of course, your staff, workers need to be protected and all of that. But particularly on the issue of welfare, why is it now that, I mean, NIMC has been carrying on registration for about how many years now? Why now? Why is it now that you decided that you must call the attention of government to your welfare?
Yeah, it's a good question. Why now? You agree with me that before now, we never attend to crowd of this nature. Citizens keep coming one after the other. A whole day, we might not even roll up to 10, up to 20, at most maybe 30 a day. But now you will agree with me that in Lagos there, the crowd there is crazy. In Abuja here, the same thing. All over the state, that is it. Because of the COVID-19. You know, presently, what they are paying us as salary, as a graduate in NIMC, I can say it anywhere, it is less than 50,000 naira. They can quote me anywhere. Then with this type of money, how do you think we will cope with this situation we find ourselves as a country and we find ourselves as an individual? We had a meeting on Wednesday last week, an emergency congress before the action pick up. A gentleman, a staff like me, my colleague came up and said, Chairman, I will be able to provide you with the certificate of COVID-19 when he went to the Disseminate, one of the isolation centers in Abuja here, and he was tested positive. You know what it means. And I asked, how did you treat yourself? He said that is one question he don't know how to answer, because the management did not even take time to ask him, how did you treat yourself? I can assure you, man, that treatment came from this less than 50,000 naira, and you want me to continue like that? We said no. Give us what will keep us alive to do the job, which is the PPE. Number two, for you to know we are not selfish, Give us the tools to work with. Then number 3, add to it the welfare.
And you've mentioned tools to work with. What are these tools that you're talking about?
Thank you very much. If I said tools, I'm talking about the computers, I'm talking about the data to connectivities, I am talking about the printers to print out the NIN slip, I am talking about the generating set. You know, Nigeria today, no man can give you 100% of light, NEPA or PSC, whatever name they call them, AEDC, I don't know. You know, all those things are not stable. So we need, if this job must go forward, if this job must go on with the speed the minister needs it, we believe they should provide us those tools.
And so you're basically saying now that for this registration you've been conducting, you do not have enough computers and even data. That's what you're talking about.
Yes, we have, but we don't have enough. We don't have enough.
Understand.
Yes.
So you went on a 2-day strike earlier, and now you decided to maybe call that off, or should I say suspend now? But why would you do that when your demands have not been met? That's a big question many people want to know.
Yes,
your demands
I get
had
your
not been
question
met,
very correctly.
and then you called it off, and then you come again to say you are issuing a 21-day ultimatum.
Yes, in law, there are procedures. In everything you do in life, there must be a signal, a sign. In labor law, you can't just go ahead and declare strike. No, you first of all give 2 days warning, at most 3 days warning. Before, within that period, you cannot declare a 21 days ultimatum. That is what we did. We actually declared a 2-day warning strike. At the end of the second day, we declare a 21 days ultimatum by officializing it with a letter. You know, the first 2 days strike, the warning strike we embarked upon, there was no document to that effect. We just give them warning that, your gentlemen, if in less than 48 hours nothing happened, then we'll go on a full-blown strike. And
now let's talk about thousands of Nigerians now who are literally racing against time to get their registration done. You know that over 100 million Nigerians, by the time we start to disconnect SIM cards, you know what that would mean for Nigeria, for people who own these SIM cards, and also for the economy. So we cannot afford to disconnect so many subscribers. So for those people now, would you not think that embarking on a strike at this time would be doing them a great disservice?
Yeah, thank you very much. To me, I don't think there is no big issue there. If those equipment are just measured now, are provided, we can on our own. We've done this job before now, and we'll be doing it. And I believe if God permits, we'll keep doing it because that is our job. You know, to us as a staff, it's not that we are happy with the situation we find ourselves as a country, nor as the staff of the commission. But I just told you now, because of my health, because of the health of the staff that will do the job, at least we should look at that one first, because I should be alive to be able to render that service you need to you. Because if I am not fine, I am not feeling fine, and you come, you that is healthy, you come to me to render you service, I can assure you, before you finish with me, I believe you never go home the same way you came to that office or you come to that office. So that is the major reason we say provide those things for us, they will do the job. And I can assure you, if those tools are provided, I heard people say 2-3 months, just give us few months. We have less than, there are about 140-something SIM card. In that number, we have 40-something million already. That is what are 42, about what are 43 million SIM card subscribers. Out of that number, I believe we have 42 millions, and we are still counting. If those things are provided, in less than 3 months, I can assure the minister those things will be resolved.
Less than 3 months. Well, Mr. Lucky, please, we'll just take a short break here, and when we return, we'll have you continue this conversation with us. Please go on a
Thank you
very
very
short
much.
break now, and we'll return shortly. Don't go away.
Thank you.
Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us on the program. Of course, we're still talking about the proposed strike action by the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, and I still have on the program Mr. Lucky Asekokai, who is the chairman of the Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria, NIMC units. Of course, he joins us from Abuja. Thank you very much, Mr. Lucky, for staying with us on the program.
Thank you very much.
Now, before we went on that break, you said that if the right tools are provided, you can carry on with this exercise and be done with it in 3 months. Now, my question would be that have you explored all options of dialogue with the government, and have you made them understand that, I mean, this is what is limiting us? And have they been able to, have you gotten any response from the government so far?
Yeah, thank you very much. You know, you asked that question before now. And I will tell you, we've been meeting with government. This is not the first ultimatum we issue. We've issued ultimatum as far back as 2019 on this same issue. The one you are seeing presently is, to us, is not new, because those are not new issues. We've been discussing with them. But, you know, I told you at the beginning of this discussion that a 21-day ultimatum was declared. That is, they have a window to work on, to make sure within this period our demands are met. We are not selfish. We are not selfish citizens. We are not selfish staff. Rather, we discuss and agree. Instead of us to say, okay, let's stay back home, let's stay back at home. Why not we come to the office while we render services to Nigeria citizens while the dialogue continues? As we speak, in few hours from now, we'll be meeting with the Minister of Communication and Digital Economy on this same issue. So I believe as we continue with our job, the negotiation continues too. At the end of the 21 day, if nothing happens, then we can come back again and come back again and start afresh.
Well, it's good to know that you're trying to find a way out of this situation. But quickly now, Mr. Loki, let me ask you again. There have been allegations against some of your staff, or NIMC staff, that they're extorting people or collecting money from people to get their registration done. And you've also talked about the issue of welfare. So could we say that it is this poor welfare that is probably forcing some members or some of your staff to collect money from people to get this registration done?
Yeah, thank you. You know, extortion, I may not know the way you look at it, but to me as an individual, I am not seeing extortion in all those scenarios. What I am seeing, like I told you, the tools, you know, when I measure the tools to work with, I mentioned a light, that is NEPA light, I mentioned paper, I mentioned a generating set with fuel, I mentioned a computer, etc. You know, for example, when you walk to a center in one of the local government that has no light, in one of the local government that they do evil, I don't know the best word to use in qualify such local government, and you need this NIN slip as, you know, this NIN slip as it stands is very important, and you need it urgently, ma. What do you do? By the time you come, there is no light. And an enrollment officer now asks you, oh, ma, there is no light. We suggest you go and come back. You know, in Nigeria, you know how we behave. The next you say, oh, I need this thing, is urgent. The time the enrollment officer will tell you, okay, we have a gen, but no fuel. We have a dongle, but no data. Can you provide those things? Will you not call that extortion? To me, you know, I don't think, I'm not seeing extortion. In Abuja here, something happened recently. A woman who was coming to register, I saw her telling another person, oh, I just bought a form then at 20 naira. Oh, they are selling form. I did as if I didn't know what they were discussing about. Until when I moved closer to her, I said, madam, why did you buy the form? He said, then say that they buy form. Oh. I said, who said that they buy form? That was the language she used. I said, who says who? he said, NIMC staff are selling form. Do you know what? Those people are not NIMC staff at all. Number one, those things are on the website, on the internet. You can on your own print those things, come to a nearby NIMC enrollment center, and you start selling those forms to Nigeria people that are coming to enroll. So to me, I'm not defending anybody because I've not seen anyone red-handed or caught anyone red-handed, but I am telling you, with what I am seeing here, I am not seeing extortion.
Well, many people would disagree with you on that, because there are people, if you ask, they have stories to tell of how much they have paid NIMC workers to get their registration. But then, moving on now, let's now talk about the comments by the Minister of Communications talking about the involvement of agents to make the process easier. Has that taken off? Has that happened in any way? I mean, they talked about
the process
door registration. Has that kicked off yet?
Yeah, the process is ongoing. Some of the companies are coming on board. Some are on the feed already, while some are still coming. The process is ongoing, ma'am.
But going forward now, this strike action now, how long do you expect to reach a truce, maybe? Do you see like a truce being reached by the end of the meeting later today, as you said, so that at least you can go on with your work, government meeting your demands, and of course Nigerians to having a seamless registration in your offices?
Yes, the minister we are seeing is, we see him as somebody who have actually come to work, somebody who has come to deliver. He's a man of his words. I believe he has asked us to step down our action while negotiations continue. At the end of it all, he promised that at the end of it all, both parties will smile. We hold him by his words until after the 21 days ultimatum elapses.
Well, Mr. Loki Asekokai, the chairman of the Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria, NIMC units, we thank you very much for speaking to us on the program, and we do hope that you resolve this quickly and get back to work. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, we'll take another short break here, and when we return, we'll take another perspective to this matter. Please don't go away. All right, welcome back to the program, and thank you for staying with us. Now, earlier we got the position of a NIMC staff to the whole rush about the NIN registration. But now let's get the angle of a Nigerian who has been stranded at the NIMC office in Abuja. Stanley Michael now joins me on the program. Thank you very much, Mr. Stanley, for speaking to us on the program.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Now, can you just briefly tell me about your experience registering for your national identification number?
The truth about it is that when the announcement was made, we actually came here, and since then we've been passing through a whole lot of hurdles here. The crowd has been very, very much, and we've been trying to see how we can receive their attention. But the unfortunate thing that's been happening here is that people who came later on, I mean, people from high, that have been referred from high places, they will just walk in and they will give them attention. And those of us that have been there, we used to, who comes here as early as 6 o'clock in the morning, leaving here as late as 5 o'clock in the evening, will not be given any attention. I wish you are here to see some of those things yourself. And so this thing is very, very disgusting. We've been trying to see how we can be able to reach some of their staffs, but they were not giving us that attention. None of them was ready to attend to us, except. Please
help me understand you now. Like, how long have you been trying to register? You said you since the announcement was made. For how long now have you been trying this?
Right from day one, right from the very first day, the announcement was made. The following day, the next day, was when I started coming. And you can imagine that up till now, I've not done mine up till now. Not only me, as many of us that have been coming have not been given that attention up till now. And so that is the major problem on ground.
But
now.
the agency
How
says that once you come, you are given a number. And then when you get that number, then they tell you, they schedule you for a particular date to come and register. Have you been issued a number, or has anyone told you about a particular day that you have been scheduled for your own registration?
Yes, the issue of the number is a different thing entirely. You can imagine when one of their staff will come around, give a number, another staff will come around again and give another number. So which one do we follow? Which one do we believe? And the funny thing is that they will just come to the gate, call some people's name, walk them in. Meanwhile, those of us that has collected the number will still be there, waiting. Nobody will call us in. So the issue of the number is just more like a child play. There's nothing serious about the number. What is really happening here is who you know. And the moment you know any of their staffs here, they are ready to work it for you as long as you are able to offer them money. In my presence, some of them will be cornered to a particular place and they are giving them as much as 3,000, 4,000. Not quite long, one testified to me before I was being called upon to come and speak. And so you can imagine, does that mean that if you don't have money, nobody is going to attend to you? For how long will this kind of a thing continue? So you can imagine we've been here since morning, and up till now, no attention. Very few people were called in, and they are still attending to them. Now, today is almost gone. We'll still be coming back tomorrow, and who knows, same thing continues.
But Mr. Stanley, can you confirm that the officers have been collecting money? Was money collected from you personally, or did you see this yourself? Because the agency says, see, our officers are not extorting people. So can you confirm this?
Yes, definitely they will have to defend their staffs. But it's something that is happening real life here. This is something I for one, have witnessed for myself over times. I for one have witnessed for myself over times. So there's nothing hidden about it.
Well, now, Mr. Stanley, let me quickly ask you again. Why is it now? Have you heard before about the NIN registration, or is this the first time you are hearing about it? Because NIMC has been carrying out registration for quite some time. So are you just hearing about NIN registration? Although, just like you rightly pointed out, the announcement has been on ground. But it's just that this time around, it became more serious, more louder, because of linking it with our number this time around. And we wouldn't want to be affected, and that was why this time around we have to really come out to do the registration. The announcement has been on ground, but just that this time around it's more louder, and it has to do with the linking of our number also. And that was why this time around we have to really come out to make sure that we do the registration. Well, now that NIMC says it's embarking on a strike, you would expect that the crowd people would probably have gone back to their houses or gone back to their businesses. Why are you still at the office if the agency says it's going on strike?
No, as far as ABUJA is concerned and the office here is concerned, they've resumed. They resumed, so that was why we came. It's not as if the place is empty. The place is not empty. There are people around. Their staff are there. They are still attending to those who have been able to scale through. So as it is now, the whole place is filled up. There are so many of other people around that they are still attending to them, and so it's not as if they are still on strike here. They've resumed here. From others, I can't really tell, but here, this center here, they've resumed fully.
And lastly now, if the government was listening to you now, if you could talk to the government directly, what exactly would you maybe propose to make the process easier?
Okay. what is there is for us to keep pleading with the government. You know, there is wisdom in what they decided at the first time to extend the date. And if they are going to decide anything again, let it be that this thing is going to be, it should be made a continuous process. Because with the look of things and seeing what is happening at the gate here, I'm not really sure if we can be able to meet the deadline. And whatever thing is it, you know, this is something of national interest. And so if the government can have a rethink and see how they can be able to put this thing as a way of making sure that every citizen registered before will be linked to their number, is going to be a very nice idea. But making it a particular day that's going to be the deadline, it will be very, very hard for millions of Nigerians who are having it in mind also to do the registration to do it. And so the government should also consider the citizens by extending the time. Let them extend the time so that it will be easier for people who are not able to do it now. In due time, they too should be able to do this.
Well, Mr. Stanley Michael, one of the many Nigerians storming the NIMC office in Abuja. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Stanley, for speaking to us on the program. And of course, we wish you all the very best. Thank you very much for speaking to us. All right, with that, we call it a wrap on this episode of Analysis. We thank you very much for watching. I am Onyi Adekunle. I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.